How are you feeling right now? Do you know the answer to that question? It's not always as obvious as one might think. If I were to ask you, are you happy? What would be your first thought? And if I were to ask you if you're sad, stressed, confused, would you know the answer to that? The importance of our emotional state is underestimated because everything we do, every way we interact with other people, every idea we have about the future or our dreams is dependent upon how we feel about them.
May this light, as all light everywhere, show us the way. May it teach us about things we think we already know. May it comfort us in our unknowing, that we might expand in its glowing presence.
Your feelings are a real thing. Let's be clear. They have power and influence of their own. They are, in fact, the navigator of our entire lives. Our feelings are what guide us in the decisions we make and the forgiveness we feel. Feelings are the unadulterated language with which God and the universe hears us. What your feelings manage to accomplish on a day-to-day basis depends upon how well you care for them. Our culture has twisted the idea of altruism into something which excludes us from the equation of serving others. Somehow we've come to believe that we don't matter. We should only think of others. A life of utter sacrifice is holy, so the story goes. But that is a car with no gas to fuel it. How you feel matters. How you feel determines the stamina you have to serve others joyfully. How do you feel right now? Are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? Are you happy? Do you believe you deserve to be? Deeply ask these questions of yourself and listen very carefully for the answers. Don't always expect the first answer you hear from yourself to be the truth either. Taking a personal inventory can sometimes be a moving target. Be patient with yourself as you move toward a state of knowing. What we're feeling at any given moment is what we are projecting into the universe. It is what God hears. Our emotional state is the only form of communication we have which is not linear. Words are linear. Written sentences, prayers, incantations, all linear. Their value is in the emotions they bring up in us. Emotions are conceptual. There is neither front nor back, nor one after the other. Those 7 stages of grief we often hear about, for instance, do not correspond to numerical rules just because we've named them 1 through 7. Our emotions have no clear edges or even facets to them. Our emotions are fully conceptual, as is reportedly God. If we look at all of the world scripture together, we get a conceptual picture of the nature of God, at least as it has been portrayed in linear poetry and prose. Through our examinations, an interesting version of God appears which does not answer to any particular word or name. It listens only to our hearts. I have a question for you. When we ask in order to receive, with what part of ourselves are we asking, really? This is why your feelings are important, and must be tended to like a garden. Notice them, because if all thought is conceptual rather than linear, it's likely that's what we're praying with, whether we mean to or not. All spiritual philosophers tell us that what we think, we become. If you suffer from depression, despite how excruciatingly difficult it is, move toward healing it. Do not relent. If you have a backache, don't delay in fixing it. If you don't get the answer you want or the treatment you need, keep looking, keep knocking, keep facing that direction. Care about the feelings that you have and that they're good. It is your right to feel good. The more often you feel good, the easier your life will be. You are better equipped for the hardships which always come. Be strong for those future times by caring about your feelings now. This is not a method to eradicate all sorrow. Sorrow is a part of our lives and shall continue to be. But if the water table of your emotional state is already so high that it takes nothing but a small rain shower to create a flood, you are in constant emotional peril from anything even slightly less than ideal. Is that really where you want to be? It's okay if you don't know where to begin. Start by visualizing your emotional state as a garden. In your mind's eye, visit it often. Walk around and smell the flowers, the vegetables and nourishment, the warm fecundity of the earth. On a day you're feeling sad, go into your imaginary garden and hunt for weeds. Check for the dryness of the soil. Tend to these things lovingly. This little mental trick will have an incremental effect on your ability to cope with life's difficulties. It will literally rewire your brain. Over time, it may very well give you the strength and courage to look your emotional state directly in the eye and heal it. Ease and joy are our intended states. We are meant for them. We hold ourselves back from them without meaning to, and it's understandable that we do. Human nature is a difficult labyrinth to navigate, but sacred nonetheless. There's only one test for us to take, that of seeking our divine spark and allowing it to become the guiding star of our journey. You are a sacred creation. Treat yourself accordingly.
Be at ease now and breathe. Find yourself easing gently into your seat. Breathe again and allow all worries and stress to melt away as you sink into a more relaxed state. Notice how you feel right now. Notice the little nagging thoughts that take up space along the edges of your mind. See them as if they were tucked into little corners, hoping to escape your notice. Small hurts, daily stressors that you've become so accustomed to that you can look right at them without noticing. But now, here and with this time, notice them. Notice how these little peripheral feelings affect your body. Notice them pulling at your neck and shoulders or tightening across your chest. Notice how they might make your stomach feel or your scalp. Send ease to these feelings. Pray for their comfort. Bid them hail and farewell. And breathe. Would you consider yourself happy in general? Why or why not is irrelevant at this moment. Notice only if you are happy, even if only a bit. Look right at that small amount of happiness and smile at it. If it is a large amount, smile all the more. Send energy to your happiness and breathe. Are you fulfilled by your life? Why or why not is irrelevant at this moment. Notice only if you are feeling fulfilled, even if only a bit. Look right at that small amount of fulfillment and smile at it. If it is a large amount, smile all the more. Send energy to your fulfillment and breathe. Is your life meaningful? Why or why not is not relevant at this moment. Notice only if your life has meaning, even if only a bit. Look right at that small amount of meaning and smile at it. If it is a large amount, smile all the more. Send energy to your meaningfulness and breathe. Take one final breath and return.